Hello boys, nispera li kulħadd jinsab tajjeb. Kif diġa qedtilkom ħankun qed nagħmel video fuq il-unicorn model, alright? Għal min mhuwiex jaġġa Discord diġa dan huwa l-model fejn jiena nitradja, right, from day to day basis. U jiena ħankun qed intikom il-full breakdown tiegħu tajjeb minn A to Z biex intom tkunu tistgħu tifhmu iktar in detail. Diġa għamilt video tiegħu is probably ħadd indunaw mit-templates għax użajt l-istess template bħal ma użajt fl-aħħar video għax kif diġa tafu fuq YouTube diġa għandi video ieħor jispjega il-unicorn model. So yeah, ma naħlux ħin, let's jump straight into it. Mela, irrid ikollna A+ checklist criteria, alright? Behind the trade irrid tkun hemm confluences. Issa, nibdew bl-ewwel waħda. Sweep of liquidity. It could be either buy side, sell side, London or Asia. Tatux każ din, okay? Din ħadd żball hawnhekk suppost displacement għandha tiġi qabel il-fair value gap. So skużawni. Ija, imma l-ewwel checklist li rrid ikollna hija sweep of liquidity. Buy side or sell side. Issa, jekk ikollna liquidity sweep ta' session highs jew lows, per eżempju namlu sweep ta' London highs, dik aħjar milli ikonna sweep of any random buy side liquidity, xiġifieri. Ġifieri qed nipprova ngħidilkom huwa li session highs u lows, okay? Meta nisweepjawhom hija iktar high probability li ħajkonna reversal ġol market, xiġifieri jekk sweepjajna London highs u Asia highs, for example, jew London lows u Asia lows, jaf ikonna retracement il-fuq nkun nistgħu naqbdu longs per eżempju, ġieli niġu nisswipjaw any random buy side liquidity jew sell side, imma l-prezz jibqa' ovvjament tiela il fuq għax jew ikun qed ifittex sell side importanti jew buy side importanti skont id-direction. Sewwa, that's something which you should keep in mind. Issa, second checklist is a sweep of internal, which took the buy side or sell side liquidity. So for those who already know, silver bullet, we only sweep the sell side once, but with the unicorn model, irridu nisweep jaw sell side jew buy side twice. Xiġifieri, ħannikom eżempju. Mela, ejja ngħidu prezz għal fuq, tajjeb, u aħna sweep jajna London highs u Asia highs. Ejja ngħidu sweep jajna Asia highs, tajjeb. Namlu xin nisweepjaw Asia highs, irridu nikkreatjaw higher low, okay, u rridu namlu failure of higher high. We resweep that initial short-term high which has swept the Asia highs. So ħantikom eżempju on the charts, tħablux moħkom. Imma internal sweep, okay, tarawa fuq il-1 minute per eżempju, meta nkunu għamilna sweep ta' buy side, namlu lower low, okay. Sorry. So, meta l-prezz ikun tiela l fuq, nkunu għadin nagħmlu higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Ejja ngħidu higher high, sweepjajna Asia, higher low. Il-silver bullet ma neħdux dik il-high nerġgħu, ma neħdux dak l-internal high li diġà high Asia, tajjeb. Nibdew inkomplu nibdew nfaqgħu l-isfel mal-ewwel, jiġri higher low, u nibdew nagħmlu lower lows, lower highs. Imma bil-unicorn model nerġgħu nisweepjaw dak il-high. Issa nispjegalkom mhux problema. So yeah, unicorn model, we need to sweep the high or low twice. Alright? Issa, hawnhekk tiġi il-displacement. So once we sweep the internal liquidity, we need a displacement the opposing direction. Okay? So ħantikom eżempju. Ejja ngħidu ħadnieh dak il-high, okay? So we swept the low, we swept the high the second time. Alright? So first we're doing higher highs, higher lows, tajjeb, ġejna nieħdu Asia highs, għamilna higher low, irġajna sweep jajna dak il-high, displacement, okay, toħodha from the short term low, from the lowest down close candle, okay, mhux from the lowest down close, le, from the lowest candle u tidda short term low, alright? Ġri minn fej beda tiela l-prezz biex nisweepjaw dak l-internal, tidu toħduha minn hemmhekk. Okay, the lowest candle. You mark it with the trend line, and the displacement basically is a one candle breaking through the short-term low. Okay, you need to see an aggressive candle. Jekk ma jkunx hemm aggressive candle ġol bil-market structure shift, bil-displacement, sorry, dik ma tkunx displacement sewwa. Tajjeb, irridu naraw displacement qawwi. Ok, ħalli ikonna confirmation li ok, il-market minn bullish ħajġi bearish. Displacement namlu market structure shift ukoll. Tajjeb, issa. Usually when we create a displacement, niftħu fair value gap. So in this case, if we displace lower, okay, broke the structure, okay, we are going to open bearish fair value gaps, okay, and that fair value gap is going to be paired with a breaker block. What is a breaker block? A breaker block now, you take it from the lowest down close candle, if the direction is bearish, okay, you take it from the lowest down close candle, rectangle tool, from top to bottom, the whole wick, okay, and that breaker block was probably ħatkun paired bil-fair value gap. Qed nitkellem naqab bl-Ingliż u bil-Malti għax ċertu kliem tant kemm drajt ngħidhom bl-Ingliż li qas inkun naf kif naqbad ngħidhom bil-Malti. Yeah, ġri importanti, okay, li fil-unicorn model ikollok il-breaker block paired mal-fair value gap. Issa ħafna midrabi ma jkunux esattament paired. Okay, ġieli il-breaker block tkun qabel il-fair value gap. Ndikom eżempju sa fuq il-charts. In that case, jekk stop loss tkun okay, tikkaverja 30 handles at least, noħodha mill-breaker block. Laqwa li tikkaverja l-imbalance tal-fair value gap. Okay? Titfa' l-stop loss face post. Okay, so let's just say we entered from the bearish fair value gap, bearish breaker block. We're gonna put our stop loss above or below, in this case above the fair value gap wicks high or below breaker block or above, okay, in this case above, since we're going to take shorts, for example. So yeah, make sure the stop loss to recover il-breaker block u il-fair value gaps wick. What do I mean by fair value gaps wick? Madonna. So, for us to create a fair value gap, we need a 3 candle confirmation, okay? So let's just say we created a bearish fair value gap. What I mean by below or above fair value gaps wick is you take the middle candle, and you put your stop loss at the highest wick of the middle candle. That's very simple. I don't know how to actually explain it. Issa nispjegalkom fuq il-chart. Okay, perfect. So aħna tħallna shorts. Make sure you're not risking more than 30 handles. Alright, 30 handles I think is equivalent to 120 ticks jekk minn ix-sejjer żball. Make sure stop loss ma tkunx iktar minn 120 ticks. Ma jfissirx li intom ħaditfgħu stop loss 120 ticks għax that's your max risk. Le, itfgħu stop loss face post. Alright, ġri jekk intom ħaditfgħu stop loss face post above fair value gaps wick and above the breaker block and there's only 80 ticks in risk. Do not put the stop loss higher, alright? Ħalluha 80 ticks. Intom tfajtu l-stop loss face post. Għal raġuni. Okay? And now, very simple. ħatkun għet target jew the opposing liquidity. Ġri, if we sweat buy side, now you're gonna target what? Sell side. Okay? This could be either London lows, Asia lows, which are two very important draws on liquidity, session highs and session lows, as already explained. What are these? Equal highs and equal lows. Okay, it's very rare we target these, but in most cases, ikonna equal highs or equal lows x'nit target jew. Tajjeb. So yeah, this was the A+ checklist criteria. Sweep of liquidity, displacement the opposing direction, okay? Which gives us the confirmation that the market wants to switch from bullish to bearish in this case. A sweep of internal, obviously, that's actually before the displacement, sorry. And then the displacement, with the displacement to create a fair value gap, u dik tkun paired bil-breaker block, okay? Stop loss goes above or below fair value gaps wick high or or low, whatever you're trading direction, or above or below breaker block. Okay, max risk 30 handles, targeting opposing liquidity. So let's jump on to the next one. Din hija vera importanti, the importance of the higher time frame. Sa di bl-Ingliż, ħankun qed ngħidha bl-Ingliż. Why the higher time frame matters. Always make sure your lower time frame trade match the direction of the higher time frame. For example, if the daily chart is bullish, like when price is in a daily bullish fair value gap and there are equal highs above, your bias should be bullish too. Look for bullish setups on the lower time frame. If you see a bearish setup, skip it. The higher time frame always overrules the lower one. Don't forget that. Xiġifieri. Okay, so, ejja ngħidu ħanibdew niċċartjaw iċ-chart, okay? U nistgħu naraw li qegħdin ġo 4-hour bullish fair value gap. U għadna ma tajniex inverse, okay? Just qegħdin fl-imbalance tagħha. 4-hour il-bias tiegħek ħajkun bullish, okay? Peress li qegħdin ġo 4-hour fair value gap bullish. Ejja ngħidu wkoll qegħdin ġo daily bullish fair value gap. Okay? M'hemmx bżonn niffiljaw l-imbalance kollha tagħha, just tilqatniha. Il-bias tiegħi ħajkun bullish jekk aħna qegħdin ġo daily bullish fair value gap in most cases, okay? Okay, so ejja ngħidu qegħdin ġo din il-4-hour bullish fair value gap, okay? U għandna 5-minute bearish hawn fuq. Il-price jiġi jirritrace għal din il-5-minute bearish fair value gap u fuq il-1-minute ikun hemm market structure shift, displacement, retracement u 1-minute fair value gap u intom qegħdin hekk biex tieħdu dik it-trade. Le, hija vera importanti li jekk fuq id-daily time frame qegħdin bullish, stennew għal long setup. Għax dik jaf ħatkun qiegħda tinżel, tieħu some sort of internal low biex tkompli l-fuq. Ixri hija importanti tinqabdux ġol manipulated lag. Okay? Meta qegħdin ġo 4-hour jew daily bullish fair value gap, kunu bullish. U jekk taraw setup ta' short fuq lower time frame, tieħdu wix. Unless inkunu tlajna l-fuq mingħajr model, ġejna ġo premium tar range u hemm short setup għal unfilled fair value gap. Okay? So, hija vera importanti għax ħafna mit-traders għalhekk jinqabdu ġo chop u stop losses dejjem jiltu għax qegħdin iħallu x-short time frame qegħdin jaħsbu, okay? Li billi hemm 15-minute bearish fair value gap u għandna sell side liquidity u hemm il-model ħankunu bearish aħna, imma fil-fatt fuq il-higher time frame qegħdin bullish. Hija vera importanti tħawwaċ il-higher time frame mal-lower time frame. Il-lower time frame irid jaqbel mal-higher time frame. Inkella m'hemmx setup. Okay? Issa, asset correlation. It's very important both assets are correlated, meaning you see the exact same price action on both pairs, NQ and yes. Okay, ħantikom eżempju. Ħanerġa' naqbada fuq id-daily bullish fair value gap. Ejja ngħidu qed inġu daily bullish fair value gap u jiena għad bullish, okay? U jkun hemm il-model, alright? Għamilna internal sweep, displacement, alright? Market structure shift bid-displacement, ovvjament, dik dejjem nagħmluh. Għamilna retrace to breaker block u fair value gap. Imma mbagħad tħarsu on the right, jiena nħalli charts ta' ES on the right, intom ma nafux tagħmlu eżatt, imma it is very important li jkollkom iċ-charts ta' NQ u ES fejn xulxin ħalli taraw jekk waħda jiex tagħmel l-istess li qed jagħmel l-oħra, okay? So inħarsu lejn ES u naraw li fuq ES ma għamilniex displacement u ma creatjajniex bullish fair value gap. Intom xorta ħatoħdu għaj trade fuq NQ? Le. Hija vera importanti li irrid ikonna il-model kemm fuq NQ u kemm fuq ES. ES is the strongest asset. Jekk ES m'għandix il-model u NQ għandha model perfett, jaf xorta twaqqak. Jaf xorta tieħu l-stop loss għax ES l-iktar li tikkontrolla l-price action. Alright? Hija importanti li irid tkun hemm market structure shift, displacement, retracement of fair value gap, il-model irid ikun perfett fuq it-tnejn li huma. Okay? Sakemm ma jkunx hemm SMT, dik mhux problema SMT. Meta jkun hemm SMT, alright, ngħidu għamilna bullish SMT fuq ES u għamilna bearish SMT fuq NQ. Fuq NQ żgur għandna l-breaker block għax ħadnija dak il-low. Ġri għamilna l-internal sweep. Ma jekk fuq ES hemm bullish SMT, dik ġri ma minniex il-unicorn model fuq ES u għamilna silver bullet. Ok, santukom eżempju wkoll, it's very simple, ma nirx inħalli tfixkilkom ħafna di. Ok, mela, where to take partials. Hija vera importanti li tkun taf fejn għandek tuħu l-partials, alright? Internal range liquidity, for example, unfilled fair value gaps resting either inside of a premium or a discount. This could be your target, where you could take something off your position and reward yourself, reduce risk, etc. What do I mean by this? Mela, għajja ngħidu. Għamilna l-model mid-daily bullish fair value gap għal longs tajjeb u nistgħu naraw li from the swing high to the swing low above 0.5 is premium. You should already know it. And 15-minute fair value gap unfilled. Okay, that could be your first partial. Anything above the EQ of the range. If there's jekk m'hemmx 15-minute unfilled, okay, or tista tkun anka 5-minute unfilled fair value gap. Okay, you could take partials. Issa I don't take partials much. Want to tourist to reward, straight to profit, or stop loss. Waħda minnhom. Imma hawn ħafna minn nies li jaħallu partials, which is fine. I mean, ja biċċa tiegħek. U ħafna minn nies ukoll jitrailjaw l-stop loss. I don't tend to do it. I put my stop loss to break even. Jiġri li jiġri, jekk irid jaqlani, jekk irid imur fil-take profit, imur fil-take profit. Internal buy side or internal sell side liquidity resting inside of the current price range, okay? Ġifri, jekk taraw anka short term high, per eżempju, jew swing high above the 0.5, jekk ħanieħdu longs, tistgħu jkollkom l-ewwel take profit hemmhekk, sawa? Anything, oh my god. Għandu record jaħħa fis-satejta fil-ħodu di. Anything outside of the price range will count as external range liquidity. That's where you should be closing and exiting your full position, okay? External range liquidity usually highs li għadin barra mill-range. Issa, ma rridx nħalli għad fexkilkom għax biex per 100% din. Real example of bullish unicorn model. So, hawnhekk fir-ritrat nistgħu naraw li sweep jajna sell side liquidity. So, jena assumu li hawnhekk sweep jajna London lows. Okay? Mela bdejna nagħmlu lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Sweep jajna il-sell side liquidity. Mbagħad kellna lower high and we failed to do a lower low, but we swept the internal low. Okay, so il-low hawnhekk ġi sweepjat twice. Ġi sweepjat darba hawnhekk, okay, u swept the higher time frame. Mbagħad fuq il-1 minute rġajna nżilna l-isfel u ħadna dan is-sell side liquidity. Okay, so we made a liquidity sweep. A lower high was formed, price then dropped, sweeping the short-term low and also the higher time frame sell-side liquidity. So first we swept the higher time frame sell-side liquidity, and then we swept the short-term low, which is this low, right? A market structure shift occurred as price closed above the swing high that had previously swept sell-side. So kif diġa spiegajtilkom, market structure shift u displacement ġidu toħduha from the highest candle. Okay? Li kull ma għandkom tagħmlu intom tgħidu okay, minn fejn bdejna niżlin biex swipjajna dak l-internal low. Minn hawnhekk le? Dejjem hekk. If you're looking for longs. Just mark the highest candle within that range. Simple. Alright? And we need to see a candle closing above that candle, signaling a displacement and a shift in market structure. Strong bullish displacement resulted in a creation of a bullish fair value gap. So, kif tistgħu taraw din id-displacement eżatt għalaqna fuq dak il-ħaj fuq ir-ritratt taħsbu li ma minniex imma minnija. Bid-displacement ftaħna din il-bullish fair value gap, okay, kif tistgħu taraw. Also, x'in għamilna displacement market structure shift, create din il-bearish, din il-bullish breaker block. So, issa, ħat jihdu, u probably tkunu għadin tieħdu l-istess candle fejn tkunu markajtu l-market structure shift. In this case, you take the highest up close candle within that range. Highest up close. Up close, jekk aħna ħanieħdu longs. Jekk aħna ħanieħdu shorts, the lowest down close candle. So jekk ħat jieħdu shorts imma bullish fair value gap li għanda il-low jgħat liktar l-isfel, mux dik ħat jieħdu, just immarkaw il-bearish in that case. Imma in this case, since we are looking for longs, ħat jieħdu the highest up close bullish candle, okay? Kif tistaw taraw for ritrat. Issa, in this case, price returned into the bullish fair value gap and touched the breaker block. So, fair value gap u breaker block kienu ma xurxin. Perfect. Enter for longs position, targeting the opposing sell side. The opposing buy side, sorry. The opposing buy side liquidity above. Alright, stop loss ħa ikun taħt il-candles fair value gap low in this case. Alright, so first candle, second candle, third candle. Min fejn tom immarkajtu l-fair value gap, ħatiħu il-wick low taħħa, issa din il-candle ma kellix wick. Imma xorta, ħatiħ tfaw hemmhekk. U in this case ukoll coverjajna il-breaker block u tfajna stop loss face post. Hawnhekk kellna relative equal highs, għal min ma jafx ma relative equal highs, żewġ highs fejn kważi ikunu ħajmissu ma' xorxin, żewġ wicks fejn ikunu ħajmissu fejn ikunu kważi fl-istess level. Good area for partials, alright, so hawnhekk pers li kellna 1 minute unfilled fair value gap above the 0.5, so jekk tuħu from swing high to swing low, minn hawnhekk il-fuq nissaponi li din il-fair value gap kienet above 0.5. Tista' tuħu partial hemmhekk. In this case jiena nitfa' break even. Okay, nitfa' break even and I will let price run to my final TP. Alright? So dan kien eżempju fuq il-PDFs. Okay, tajtkom eżempju fuq il-PDFs. Issa ħankun qed nidħol ħankun qed nurikom eżempju. Alright, ta' trade li ħadd jiena ġematejn ilu naħseb. Ġematejn ilu. Perfect unicorn model, perfect setup. Ħankun qed intikom il-full breakdown ta' xrajt u x'parajt ġodin it-trade. Bażikament l-istess bħal din. So, let's get into it. Okay, so l-ewwel ħaġa li rridu nagħmlu, okay? Make sure li l-model ħajkun ġol makro. Għal min ġod Discord diġà jaf li jien nittradja il-macros biss, alright? Dawn huma 3 macros, 30 minute window, fejn jien nkun qed nara jekk ikunx hemm opportunità trades. L-ewwel makro ikun minn 345 sa 415, jiġri il-model tiegħi jekk ma jkunx ġod il-makro minix ħanoħodha, okay? Jiena nittradja ġol macros għax il-unicorn u silver bullet they tend to play better, alright, in the macros. Backtested, morru backtesti għaw intom ukoll, taraw kemm il-darba, taraw bajnejkom stess. Alright, so first things first, what do you want to see? Liquidity sweep. So you need to have a bias, alright? So let's go on the 4-hour time frame, okay? And 4-hour time frame, we can see that yesterday we inversed the 4-hour bullish fair value gap, but price didn't sweep an important low. We went up, okay, and we started rejecting once we took that buy side liquidity. Okay, perfect. So where prices fej il-prezz naħsbu li ħajmorru għandna din il-sell side liquidity, so I'm gonna mark the sell side liquidity out. Okay. What can we see on the 4-hour time frame? That we might actually open a 4-hour bearish fair value gap. Jaf niftħu din il-4-hour fair value gap, okay, meta naqilbu is-sija at 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. ħankunu was probably ftaħna din il-4-hour fair value gap, that could be a draw. 4-hour unfilled, once we sweep the sell side, perfect. Okay, 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, nista' nara li għanna din is-sell side liquidity edha perfetta, kif ukoll għanna din is-sell side liquidity hawnhekk, għanna markaħħa wkoll. Ġieli niswipjaw din u ma niswipjawx di ta' isfel, jew ukoll SMT ġri importanti li timmarkawhom it-tnejn li huma. Fuq il-1 hour time frame li nista' nara li kellna 1 hour bearish fair value gap, prezz daħal kemm missa, okay? U rejectja l-isfel. Which probably we are respecting this bearish order flow għax irridu jieħdu some sort of sell side liquidity, which could be either this low or this low, or both of them. Even better, okay? But something which we can see as well, London highs and Asia highs. Perfect. So our draw by the end of the day could be those two highs, okay? Asia highs. I'm actually gonna mark them out. Middle, center, and London highs. Make sure li timmarkaw is-session highs or lows. So turn on the session indicators so you can see where's the session highs and lows on the charts. Let me fix these. Okay, so from the 1 hour time frame, I'm dropping down to the 50-minute time frame. U ħankun qed nara jekk hemm xi 15-minute unfilled fair value gaps. Okay, jew 15-minute fair value gaps li qegħdin nirreġektjaw minnhom. Li nista' nara hawnhekk li qegħdin nirreġektjaw minn 15-minute bearish fair value gap, l-istess bearish order flow is getting respected because we want to sweep some sort of sell side liquidity. Alright, issa hawnhekk għandna dawn iż-żewġ lows li jien nixtieq nara l-prezz jiswipja dawn il-lows qabel ma jiena nkun qed infittex għal longs sakemm ma niswipjawx fuq yes u nagħmlu bullish SMT fuq NQ. Alright? Imma li nistgħu naraw ukoll, okay? If we create the 4 hour fair value gap, ħajkonna 15-minute unfilled fair value gaps. 1, 2. Something which we can see as well, New York highs. This is going to be my internal buy side liquidity because this high is inside the range. Okay, if we take the fib from the short term swing high to the swing low, 0.5, boom, internal buy side. These two are outside the range, so these are two external buy side liquidities. Alright, so now I'm dropping into the 5-minute time frame. U bażikament nistgħu naraw li sweep jajna din is-sell side liquidity, okay? Tistgħu taraw hawnhekk. Ħanitfi is-session indicators, session indicator. Alright, perfect. So, we swept the sell side liquidity. Tkun aħjar li kieku niswipjaw din il-low ukoll, imma ġieli ma niswipjawx. Alright, on the 5-minute time frame, irridu naraw jekk għandniex xi 5-minute bearish fair value gaps li ħaniftħuhom. In this case, we're gonna open this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Unless we inverse this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, I would look for longs. But if we retrace inside the 5-minute bearish fair value gap and we don't make the model or we don't inverse this 5-minute bearish, I will not look for longs. It's really importanti li ħafna mid-drabi namlu 5-minute fair value gap, id-displacement u l-market structure shift namlu xorta, imma ma namlux 5-minute fair value gap inversion. Make sure li jekk aħna ftaħna 5-minute on the way down, stennew sakemm namlu inverse tagħha. Okay, if the 5-minute was here, for example, li kieku l-5-minute kienet hawnhekk, eżempju, there's no fair value gaps, and we created our model here, okay, this is on the 5-minute. Okay, since we're far from the 5-minute fair value gap, I could take the longs, okay? Once price hit the 5-minute fair value gap, it could be your take profit target, or you could hold to the internal buy side liquidity in this case. So, ma ftaħniex 5-minute fair value gap and fuq, just qed intikom eżempju. Okay, 5-minute fair value gap, perfect. What can we see? We swept sell side, higher time frame sell side, okay? And we also swept internal. So low here, swept twice. Alright? Lower low, sweeping out. We swept New York lows. Okay, you can see here, swept New York lows, and then we came back down, so we made another lower low, sweeping the higher time frame sell side liquidity. Perfect. I'm gonna turn off the session indicator. Okay, perfect. So x'inhi next thing? X'inhi il-criteria li rridu naraw? Il-confluence. I'm sorry. Sell side liquidity got swept, internal liquidity sweep jajnuh ukoll. Irridu naraw market structure shift with a clean displacement. And you take the market structure shift and displacement from the last short-term high, which initially swept the internal liquidity. In this case, it's this high. Alright? So I want to see price breaking above this short-term high. Alright? Irrid nara candle tagħmel close fuq dan il-high. And since we have a 5-minute bearish fair value gap, nixtieq nara 5-minute fair value gap inversion meta nagħmlu id-displacement. Okay? Tgħid li qed issaqsi għal wisq. Dik hija xi ħaġa li rrid nara, right? If we do not inverse this 5-minute bearish fair value gap and we do a displacement market structure shift, the perfect model, I won't be taking longs. Okay? Important. Alright, so let's see what price did. Okay, so over here we created two 1-minute fair value gaps. Okay, I would like to see also these two 1-minute fair value gaps getting inversed, obviously. So we inverse the 2-minute fair value gaps, and you can see that this was a perfect displacement. Alright, candle kbira, heavy candle li għalaqna fuq dak il-short term high, u eżatt ħankunu għamilna 5-minute fair value gap inverse. Okay, so it's still 1603, still 2 minutes left. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So we can see here that we made the 5-minute fair value gap inversion, perfetta, with the nice displacement market structure shift. Now we need to mark our breaker block. So you take the highest candle from this range. Alright, highest up close candle is this bullish fair value gap from where we took the market structure shift. Okay, and we have a bullish fair value gap. With the displacement we created a bullish fair value gap. That's very important. Now we have this internal buy side liquidity which we can target, and we also opened a 4-hour unfilled fair value gap. So this is a 4-hour unfilled fair value gap, and there's internal buy side resting above. This is a very high probability trade. Inverse the 5-minute bearish fair value gap, which is confirming order flow, very important. Now all we need to do, just take the long setup, make sure stop loss you're not risking more than 30 handles, and your stop loss covers the imbalance of the breaker block, okay, and fair value gap. In this case, stop loss was a bit huge, 25 handles, but that's fine. Okay, and I will be targeting actually this high for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Okay, why not targeting the internal buy side? There's a 50-minute unfilled, and if I target the internal buy side, I won't be covering 1 to 2 risk to reward. Iġri biex jien recoverja 1 to 2 risk to reward, irrid nitfa' il-take profit fuq dak il-high. Issa hawnhekk risk user jaf nieħdu l-internal buy side u nfaqgħu l-isfel, imma jien ma nippretendix li ħamor nieħdu din l-internal buy side għandna 15-minute fair value gap unfilled ġo 4 hour u maħniex ħaneħduha. Okay? Entry qiegħda ġo l-makro wkoll ġri din perfect trade. Okay? And kif tistgħu taraw, once price breaks this short term high, ħankun qed nitfa' break even. Most probably ħankun ftaħna 1 minute fair value gap bullish li nippretendi li dik il-1 minute bullish iżżomm. Issa importanti li taraw lej it-2 minute ukoll. Għonek suppost ma nix problemi, kien għaw 2 minute fair value gap hawnhekk minn għalijek minn ix-sejr żbaljat. Ok, perfect. Meta il-prezz once price break, ara taraw ġili nitkellem aħjar bl-Ingliż iktar mill-Malti nispjega. Once price breaks through the short term high, you're gonna put your stop loss to break even. Alright? Simple as that. Because we are creating bullish fair value gaps, and I expect this bullish fair value gap to hold the bullish order flow so price can shoot up and sweep the internal buy side. Issa, ovvjament hawnhekk barra l-makro, imma il-positions short nżommhom barra l-makro, alright? And full TP has been hit. Okay? This was a perfect setup. Ma stax kun aħjar. Higher time frames outside liquidity sweep, internal liquidity swept as well, displacement market structure shift, inversing a 5 minute fair value gap. Okay? If we didn't inverse this 5 minute fair value gap, kieku ma ħadtix din is-setup. Okay? Created a breaker block, bullish fair value gap, when price touched the 1 minute bullish fair value gap, I took my longs from there, stop loss covering the imbalance of the breaker block and fair value gap and targeting the opposing liquidity. Okay, amazing trade. Now this could be a partial profit, and you could have holded the rest of your micros targeting London highs, Asia highs. It's up to you. Let's see what happened. And there you go. Stop break even. So, yeah. Jiena ħadd il-profit kollu meta ilqatna din il-1 hour, meta ilqatna din il-buy side liquidity, internal buy side liquidity. Okay? Perfect execution. Perfect trade as well. And in this case, ma nistennix li l-prezz ħajmur jieħu London highs u Asia highs. Għala? Għax għandna 4 hour bearish fair value gap. U meta aħna nitlu ġo 4 hour bearish fair value gaps, was probably il-market ħajamel react minna. Iġri, if we didn't create this model, okay, and price retraced to this 4 hour fair value gap, I would look for shorts. If we open the 5 minute bullish fair value gap, while we're in a 4 hour bearish fair value gap, and we have important liquidity resting above, which is Asia highs and London highs, not attend. Għax il-5 minute bullish fair value gap jaf iż-żomm biex imorru l-fuq. In this case, I mean perfect setup. Target jajna 4 hour unfilled, executed perfect. Ma stax kun aħjar. So, dan kien il-model boys, nispera li kulħadd fem il-model kif jaħdem, jekk kolkom xi mistoqsijiet hija vera importanti li tibgħat li ġaċċett, alright, you know, ħanamel kif nista' biex ngħinek. Daw l-aħħar ftit ġranet ma kienx faċli, kemm għalija u kemm għalikom, għax ovvjament ma ħadniex trades, kull ma ħadna naħseb waħda 3 September, il-bqija ma ħadniex trade oħra. Tiġri ħafna, f'kemm minn nitrade jajna, dan naħseb kien wieħed bil-lar xar laqgħat rajt, ħankun onest magħkom. Imma ma naqtax qalbi għax naf li price action bħalma kellna f'dawn ix-xhur għawussu kien tajjeb ħafna anka xhur oħrajn. Ħajerġa' jkollna. Ġifieri ħafna traders, alright, li l-om jitradjaw għal tul ta' snin, ħadu telfiet din il-ġimgħa. U dan ix-xahar. ġenerali. Imma aħna qegħdin nżommu l-paċenzja tagħna, nżommu mal-model, nżommu mal-rules, and that will pay off. That will pay off. Kif diġà tafu, alright, qegħdin fuq 6 jew 7 wins fuq xulxin, ġifieri m'għandniex għalfejn naġlu, jekk ikun hemm is-setup tagħna preżenti aħna ħanieħdu. Alright, li kieku pereżempju din is-setup ġiet illum. Noħodha. Din is-setup tiġi quddiem miljun darba noħodha. Alright? Jiena ovvjament mhux naqra l-market fejn ikun sejjer ta' biex ma ngħidx li ħaniftaħar imma ninduna x'inhu tajjeb u ħażin ġol-market. U meta jkun hemm il-model tagħna preżenti ma niddejjaqx nieħdu għax għandi konfidenza fih. Alright, dan il-model li jurejtkom illum high probability model. Model ta' vera. Model li taħsibx li ħajkollok ma taħsibx li ħadd 5 trades fil-ġimgħa. Alright? Għax dal-model fl-opinjoni tiegħi jekk jiġi darbtejn. 3 darbit fil-ġimgħa max A+. U A+ as darba fil-ġimgħa ġieli. Ikonna A setups, A+ setup ħa darba fil-ġimgħa ma meta dan il-model jiġi tajjeb m'għandekx problemi. Alright? Issa ġieli jkun hemm A+ setups li niġu stopped out imma in this case għal-ħarġ ġej stopped out in f'dan il-model li jurejtkom issax. Was probably kontu għadda fil-laptop barra mit-tija. Lele. Imma model vera tajjeb u m'intix ħadd jieħdu kuljum dan il-model imma meta ħadd jieħdu ħadd jikol minn fuqu. Ġifieri kif qedtilkom min ikollu problema jibgħat li fuq il-chat tat-Telegram, alright, jew WhatsApp fuq Champion of Charts. Le, mhux WhatsApp, Instagram, sorry. U jiena ħanagħmel kif nistgħu kif ngħidkom. Tajjeb. Narakom fit-tieni video boys. Suppost ħanagħmel video pitada. M'għandix ħanejdilkom x'video ħajkun, imma jekk ikolkom xi ħaġa li tridu nagħmel video fuqha, ejduli mhux problema u nagħmilha bil-qalb kollha. Tajjeb? Imma until then ħan issurprisewkom dak il-video li ħan nagħmlilkom jiena. Ma kif qedtilkom jekk ikolkom xi problema, jew any question, just let me know. U jħanikom. La jgħid. 2:24. As niflaħ niftaħ għajnejja. Nispera li fimtuni sew, narakom boys.